Hey everybody, how's it going? It's me, Kari, once again. So, a while back, I made a small discussion video regarding the new Digimon title that just got announced during Sony's State of Play a while back. Digimon Story Time Stranger. Now, I did a discussion with some friends of mine in that video, and I really enjoyed it. So, thankfully, I was able to get everyone together again for a full discussion on it. That being said, we're going to be going for a while. How long, I'm not entirely sure, but hopefully this discussion can be very entertaining for some of us. With that being said, I think it's time to get on to the discussion. You guys enjoy the video and have a great night.
What?
VX Twitter, where it would be like with X, you put V in front of it and Twitter after it.
So, Digimon Con.
Ah! Oh no.
We'll do it later.
We'll do it later.
Yes, Digimon Con was a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
Yeah, it was. And not only did they...
Best one, in my opinion.
Yeah. Not only did they re-show the original trailer for Time Stranger, if memory serves me right, but they showed off the special moves trailer with a lot of the Digimon that are going to be in there.
And as of this recording, 2 new videos dropped revealing 2 new Digimon that are going to be in the game. Mojimon, who hasn't been seen for a hot minute,
and Medieval Dukemon, or Medieval Gallantmon for those in the West,
who hasn't had a in-game video game,
proper
video game. Proper video game debut.
Not counting the MMO Masters.
Yeah.
We don't have that.
Well,
Yeah, but it's Masters, so who gives a shit?
Right. Yeah, because like at first the only time we really saw Medieval Gallantmon was in the current version of the TCG.
The TCG and a couple of the V-Pets.
Yes.
Yeah, because he's on like the Guillemon dim card.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. He's like one of the last possible evolutions you can get.
Huh.
So for my version, I end up getting the Gallantmon Crimson mode because of course.
Yeah. Huh. I actually might pick that up later, but yeah. I'm pretty sure we can make another video regarding Digimon Con at some point, but that'll be for a later time. Yeah, regarding Time Stranger, of course, we still don't know the release date, but we know the release window. That being this year, we just don't know when. Either fall this year, winter this year, or...
Heck, even with summer.
Yeah. Being perfectly honest, nothing against... Being perfectly honest, nothing against it. I kind of don't want it in the summer, considering all the shit that's coming out in the summer as is.
Not to mention something else that's coming at the beginning of June.
Yeah.
Yeah, we may talk about that. We may not. We're not entirely sure.
Yeah, that is not for discussion here.
Yeah, that's neither here nor there. So, let's recap. How many Digimon were in base Cyber Sleuth?
Like, definitely in the 300s.
330.
Does that include Hacker's Memory, though?
No.
That includes Hacker's Memory.
I was going to say...
We're talking before Hacker's Memory.
Before Hacker's Memory.
Before Hacker's Memory, I want to say
like
maybe...
But I mean, still, 330, even after Hacker's Memory, I believe.
Yeah, I want to say somewhere like in the 200s.
Probably around there.
So let's just say ballpark... So let's just say ballpark between 200 and 220.
We're talking Gen 2. We're talking Pokemon Generation 2 size.
Yeah. And Hacker's Memory added roughly 110 for a total of 330.
Yep.
During the discussion of the game with Digimon Con being streamed, they said there's going to be a total of 450. Which...
At a start.
Which... is exciting, but also terrifying.
Well, I mean...
Exciting for the fact that this is the first Digimon game we've gotten in a long time that's had that big of a roster. Terrifying on the fact that Digimon has such a huge roster of little creatures and dumbasses. You're like, who are they going to add in general?
Yeah.
Because if I recall correctly, we have over 1,200 Digimon
Yeah.
in total.
Yes, somewhere like
If we're
that.
going off of the reference book, I believe it's just about 1,200, if not a little more.
Yeah,
I think it's slightly above 1,200. Last I checked. It's still growing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Point is, we're not quite at the point in which we have a Pokemon for every Digimon.
Yeah.
But point is, we're still half the roster. We're only using about a little less than half the roster.
Yeah. Well, let's just say it's 1,200 exact. 450 is just over a third of the roster.
Which, still a lot.
Oh, definitely. And speaking of the special moves trailer, that's honestly the best one of the two. At least regarding the first two trailers that we've gotten.
Yeah.
As you get to see it in motion, mostly.
Yeah. Of course, everyone looks great, considering it's been, 7 years? Since Hagrid's memory?
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, there are some changes that were made, too. One of the main ones being, Hagurumon? The gear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Its attack animation got changed.
I actually didn't know that. I'll have to look back at the trailer.
Yeah, because now with its darkness gears attack, you actually see it opening its faceplate to shoot out the gears.
Yeah. But I'm trying to think. Of course, we got to see the protagonists, what they look like. Mm-hmm. The fact that one of them just straight up has a gun.
They both have guns.
Yeah, true. The story is definitely going to be interesting. I will say that.
Yeah.
And that's right now the most exciting part I'm looking forward to.
I'm wondering how the Olympus 12 will be connected in this.
Yeah.
Oh wait, there was something else I forgot. I posted in here. I don't know. We didn't get to talk about it. Specifically, we know the final boss of the game.
What?
Yeah. I put it in here.
All right, give me a minute. Let me take a look.
Are we sure we want to discuss that, though?
I'd rather not. I at least want to see it.
I mean, if we are involving the Olympus 12, it may be obvious what it is.
Okay, I found the message you put in here. But we'll discuss it off mic.
Yeah.
But...
No, it's not the final boss. It is a mysterious character that showed up.
Okay.
But given the fact of...
It's like, don't tell us it's the final boss.
But given the fact of what his name is, and knowing that this is supposed to be around the Olympus 12,
we don't know yet, though. We gotta wait for the game to come out.
You could always just chalk it down as it's a theory.
It's a theory.
But that's just a theory.
And we're
game theory.
Add one to the cringe counter. I'm kidding.
You're welcome.
But yeah, obviously the story is the most interesting part I'm looking forward to right now, especially since we had a certain Digimon show up, which a specific YouTuber called out.
There's actually more than just that. I think he stated it before. Oh.
I love Gamamon.
I was gonna say, given that a certain thing was explained in one of the the first trailer, when you see those rings spinning around, it's written in Digimon speak, and it specifically names a couple of the Olympus 12.
Okay, so we did have it translated. Okay.
Yes. And the specific Digimon I'm talking about is Aegiomon.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Goat Boy.
Yep. Which, being perfectly honest, I was not expecting for him to be in there. But then again, considering his evolution
if it was going to be like an Olympus 12 game, it was pretty much bound Aegiomon was going to be in the game.
Most likely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But what I wonder is how they're going to handle his evolution Aegiochusmon, because it has multiple forms.
Aegiochusmon?
Yeah.
I think they're going to keep all the elemental forms in there.
Yeah.
because those are important to the character.
Yes.
Also,
Go ahead,
It'd be
Rick.
interesting to see how they tackle that.
also, we get to see full evolution lines for all of the Olympus 12.
Oh yeah, that's right. We do.
Mm-hmm. We do.
We see full possible evolution lines because a lot of them are kind of not known too much.
No.
Yeah.
So the big thing that I want to bring up, because we kind of spoke about it before, but given uh, development over time and the fact that now it's jumped to 450 Digimon, we also have to prepare ourselves for a couple of new ones coming in and what those new ones will be. There's a high possibility that we might be able to see the Ghost Game Boys.
I think we saw Gamamon.
It's possible, but I don't count it being like on launch.
Right.
Yeah.
They would be missing out on a lot of newer fans who got into Digimon through Ghost Game
Mm-hmm.
if they don't include Gamamon in the.
At the
in
very
there.
least.
Yeah. They're gonna want to.
But it's like considering how like long this game was like in development for, it's like it very likely the roster could have been decided before Ghost Game was even like finalized. So it's very likely that it could.
Yeah, that sounds very likely.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like I said, at most I'm expecting the Ghost Game partners to show up in as DLC, like or as like a free update content.
Yeah.
There's also something else we also have to take into account as well. A lot of the new Digimon that showed up in Digimon Adventure 2020 may also not show up in there too.
Mm-hmm. That is another consideration. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Gamamon and everybody else showed up via free updates, because for a while that's actually how it was with Hacker's Memory and the NX variation of specific Digimon.
And also with Vanilla's Cyber Sleuth, where it's like at the post launch update they added the burst modes for the Data Squad Megas.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's always likely possible.
And
Yeah.
they broke the PvP meta that was with that.
Oh man, I hope they take the PvP stuff out of Time
3
Strangers.
Shine Greymon burst modes, 3 All Force Vizermons. You cannot stop me.
For that reason alone.
It's why they got nerfed in Hacker's Memory.
Even then, they're still pretty busted. Well, more so
Yeah,
on
it's
the
like
single
apparently
player
like the
side of
meta
things.
for like Hacker's Memory PvP is like Lucamon Satan mode and Shine Greymon burst mode.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's right.
you mean the Chinese meta?
I'd rather not get into that type of discussion, but
I'm only saying that because they just announced Satan mode for what was it, that the Chinese mobile game that we're not allowed to have.
Which
yeah.
one? There's like 3 of them.
The one that keeps adding new Digimon.
New Century?
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm trying to think. Obviously, with both trailers that we've gotten so far, there's a lot of implications, specifically in the story, as to what is going on. And hopefully the Olympus 12 can either give us some information as to what is actually going on, or who knows, they might be... This is highly unlikely. This is just my personal thought. Who knows, they might be the ones behind everything going on.
Not because basically, like, considering how they're basically like, because we already have enough stories of like these groups like the Royal Knights being corrupted and just shit up, and to just try to subvert that for change.
Oh, definitely.
Maybe, because given how they usually do things, the groups that you usually know of who are very highly pious and righteous can easily
Yeah,
be
like then again, they are based off like the Roman and Greek gods, and they're pretty petty fucks. So it's something that could happen.
Yeah, that honestly wouldn't surprise me.
Especially given the fact that we know who Agiomon Digivolves into.
Bingo. But we'll discuss that later.
Yeah, but now we also get a generation of Digimon fans introduced to Venusmon.
Yeah?
Venusmon, Ceresmon, and all of Sarismon. I ain't talking about the giant bird. I'm talking about the what's on top of the giant bird.
Yeah, but we know.
I love Wild Woman.
Wow, woman. I was not expecting Beelstarmon to be in that trailer.
Yeah.
Nobody was expecting. Oh no, actually, I'm lying. A lot of people have been wanting A lot of Digimon fans have been wanting Beelstarmon in a game ever since we learnt of her existence.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I remember seeing her in this is gonna make me feel old. The Digimon Heroes mobile game.
I remember hearing about Beelstarmon and the same mobile, the Digimon Heroes card game, because there's a special UR card with her getting into a fight with Kidmon Ultra Kidmon.
Yep,
That was another new Digimon. Holy shit, we might actually be able to get Billy the Kidmon.
Please give us Gundramon.
Uncensored Gundramon at that.
You said Gumdramon, right?
Well, I
No.
mean both.
Well, yeah.
Gundramon and Gumdramon, because like Gumdramon does have like a model in from Next Order, as well as like.
Speaking of, thank you for bringing up Gumdramon, because that's another Digimon we got to see in the trailer. We got to see Ostamon from The Boy Who Leapt Through Time.
Yeah,
yeah, that's right.
Cross Hunters, as I call it.
Yeah. Let's see. Obviously, we got the obvious mainstays, the Adventure Cast, like in terms of their Digimon, so Gabumon, Greymon, all that. The fun cast.
Two of them are starters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all three of the starters are from Digimon Adventure.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
well, more so on the hero
every
side of
time,
things is what we're talking about.
Every time it's the virus that does not, because we can't have our protagonist using virus Digimon, now can we?
We have done it a couple of times, because remember, Galemon was a virus type.
Guilmon is the more so an exception rather than
The rule, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I think
Again, so is Gamamon's also considered a virus type.
Right. I think the other thing we could also talk about regarding both trailers, the game looks so fucking good.
It really does.
Minus the frame rate that was in the videos.
But that's the frame rate.
Well, like, the initial
Probably
trailer...
using like, an older build.
Yeah. Well, like, the only thing that I really noticed is when we were watching it for... through the state of play, the frame rate was just fine. It was during Digimon Con is when the frame rate dipped. And that was for the first trailer specifically, because I think the special moves trailer was okay in terms of frame rate.
I didn't notice any glaring frame rate issues in the special moves trailer.
No, not at all. Let's see. We got Patamon, Gomamon, Demidevamon, Greymon, Garurumon, Hagurumon. Just
Anjawamon.
Anjamon with that giant cake.
Yeah.
Which I think she's actually more caked up there than she was in Cyber Sleuth.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think all the models got like some like small updates to them.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Though I'm trying to think.
I mean, not surprising because Cyber Sleuth was originally a Vita game, was it not?
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
It went from Vita to PS4, then back to Vita.
Yeah, so the point is probably our best model so far for a lot of them was Vita level.
Yeah.
So,
And it's nice to see that they got the glow up that they deserved here.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure about Next Order. I did not play Next Order, and I wish I would.
Next Order, the model quality is about the same.
So, yeah.
I think that was also a Vita game originally.
Yes, it was originally a Vita game in
Next Order, the sequel to the original Digimon World.
Pretty much.
Yeah, no, Digimon World Next Order was a game that was scheduled to release both in Japan and America, because at the time Cyber Sleuth had come out. Then they said, "Oh, they were making a new game. Like, we're going to be bringing out more games."
Yeah.
Because we got Cyber Sleuth and we got Next Order.
Well, specifically, World Next Order came out in Japan and Hong Kong territories first, and then it made its way over to America. So.
Okay.
But.
So. I'm looking up some stuff specifically for Mojimon. Video game wise, he's been in a bunch of things, yes.
Yeah.
It's just been a while.
It's just, the last thing we saw him in was Digimon World Redigitized Decode.
Yep.
And then Fortune, Cyber Sleuth, he was a metal Soul Chaser.
Yeah.
Next Order, he was a digital card. And now he's going to be in Time Stranger as playable.
Yeah, which is good. It's good to see that they're bringing back a lot of old Digimon that didn't get a chance to shine in other pieces of media. Specifically the fucking card game.
We already... Digimon, the Wikimon page already has a couple of Digimon already shown up. For the babies, we have Bodamon, Choromon. Which one is that? Oh, this little fucker. Botamon, Choromon, Mokubon. Yeah, I remember that. Poyo. Kuni.
I like Puyo Puyo Tetris.
Poyo!
Okay, we got... Ooh, that is a lot of... child Digimon that I don't remember seeing in the thing. We have Agumon, Bakumon, Dracmon, Falcomon, Floramon, Funbeamon, Galmon.
Though? Because
2006.
Okay, so Sabers.
You're most likely going to see Falcomon 2006.
Yeah, Floramon, Funbeamon, Galmon, Gabudi, Goma, Gatsu, Haguru, Hawk, Imp, Kame, Kokuamon. I didn't know there was a different version of Kudamon because there's the 2006 version.
Regarding Falcomon, the only other one that immediately came to my mind was Survive, but then again, I think out of all of us, I'm the only one who's actually fully played through Survive.
Yeah. I've gone through like a bit of like Survive. I just kind of haven't really picked it up. I've kind of been focusing on Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate.
Yeah,
same.
Yeah, then again, I haven't played Survive since I got the all the achievements on the Steam version.
Oh, that's the difference. Okay.
What's the difference?
2006 Kudamon is curling around a bullet.
Yeah, it's like a shotgun casing.
That is straight up that is a sniper round.
Yeah, he is the sniper round. But I really like the designs of the protagonists and some of the side characters for Time Strangers.
Mm-hmm.
Now the real question is, did they say that depending on who you pick, it's going to impact the story?
Not that I remember.
No, and it should.
We do know that you can switch between the two.
Wait, really?
Yeah, they said there's going to be specific points where you'll switch between different protags.
Huh.
Okay. So in that case, depending on which one you start with, the other might be like a navigator or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's something I was not expecting. Trying to think what else.
Oh yeah, that was the other one. Fucking Tureimon.
Yeah.
The actual official part of Lotmon's evolution.
Yeah.
Hey.
The thing we now have a canonical champion form for that little brat.
That was another thing I forgot to bring up. So, for those who may not know, you guys are a little informed on it, but boss character design is going to be done by Ogure Ito, or O Great. And
Oh,
great.
great.
and for you young kids out there who are listening to this, don't look up Oh Great.
Oh, great.
He's known for a couple of really popular series back in the day, such as Air Gear and what was the other one? Tenge.
Two series I have not looked into.
There's so much porn.
No, not porn per se, but more of like the dude characters are really cool looking, but you're in it for all the female characters.
That sounds about right.
I get it.
Yeah.
So yes and no with what I said.
So now I'm going to pose more so a silly question. The little time gear that we got going on in the logo, is that going to play a part in anything? Probably.
Yeah, they said there's going to be time travel.
Like they said, there's gonna be time.
No, I know, but is it going to be a design like this gear specifically in the logo?
Yeah, we're gonna have time gears like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers.
Let's go!
Get ready to cry.
No, I don't wanna. Oy. But
Somebody's going to get blown up.
Somebody getting fucked.
yeah, just now that we're doing this discussion, I actually kind of want to replay Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory, but we'll get to that
We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
Like you're still on the DS games.
No.
Yeah.
Well, kind of.
I was gonna say you just finished Dawn and Dusk, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Then we have World Data Squad.
Oh, well, I think there's still another DS game after that then.
Yeah, Lost Evolution. World Data Squad and Lost Evolution are definitely going to be interesting. World Data Squad, I have not fully played since it came out. And I've gotten about an hour into Lost Evolution, then I stopped.
And you're playing the complete version of World Data Squad, right?
What do you mean the complete version?
Wasn't that one of the games that had additions in the PAL version or something like that? Or am I thinking of a different Digimon game?
Yeah, what about World 3?
Yeah, that was World 3. Yeah, World 3, I played the PAL release, which was a later build compared to the US release. Because the PAL and Japanese versions had more content and some bug fixes.
I'm the fake fan. I'm the fake fan.
You're the one who also started with Digimon World 1.
True.
But that's not the fake fan. The fake fan would have started at, like, I don't know,
They started with the Wonder Swan games.
that's more real than anybody else.
Yeah.
That's a super fan. What do you mean? We didn't have who had a Wonder Swan here in the States?
Right. But I'm just thinking about so many possibilities that they could do with Time Stranger here, both gameplay and story.
I think the other bigger problem is the fact that we are getting more and more new Digimon showing up.
Yeah.
Because we're also forgetting a brand new contender has just appeared, and everyone loves her.
We got Lamiamon and Medusamon.
Oh yeah. Those are from
Liberator.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking Liberator. It was on the tip of my tongue.
It's
Liberator has
ultimate and mega forms for Elizamon, respectively.
Okay.
Yeah, Liberator dropped a bunch of new Digimon, and I know a bunch of people also going to want those in the game because Zephyrmon and Humon.
Yeah.
Just really, we're going to leave them out in the cold.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hopefully it's just a free update. I mean, granted, I'd still buy it as paid DLC regardless, but I want more.
We want to talk about fucking like, if we want to talk about like long shot chances, fucking like Wrath Greymon from the Monster Hunter crossover.
Yeah, and Zenogre Garurumon.
They'll never do those.
They won't do those.
American dream.
I want them so bad.
I'm looking at thing. It's apparently classified as a mega.
What?
Yeah.
If those two are megas,
That okay? I will be 100% honest. I feel like that's one giant load of BS right there.
Well, according to the thing, it says Wrath Greymon digivolves from Dread King Rathalos and Silver Rathalos.
Okay.
Okay.
And then we're also forgetting another group of Digimon that just got announced.
That being.
The G-Eroded series.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I had the Godzilla Digimon.
crossovers.
They kind of throw them in the same bin as the Monster Hunter Digimon.
They're
Yeah.
never going to show up.
No,
Yeah.
they won't.
Especially for how
anyway.
fugly they are.
Yeah.
They're fugly, but I love them.
Exactly, that's the point. They're fugly and we love them.
Well, if we have a new,
He's so ugly. I love him.
Like,
it's
especially
like we have a new,
like during
have-
Digimon Con. That since now you guys know when this was recorded. If you get like a dead on like eye to eye look at G Eroded Metal Greymon, he looks ugly as fuck. But he, at the same time,
leave
I love him.
my mentally handicapped son alone. He's doing his best.
It's almost like it got hit by a shit ton of nuclear radiation. Of course, it's gonna look ugly.
Again, he's fugly. I love him. Oh my god.
Where
And
is,
then, of
where
course,
is my son?
Because, like, who all got hit with it? It was G-Eroded Metal Greymon.
It's
Greymon.
Greymon, War Greymon, Skull Greymon, and Machine Dramon all got the G-Eroded. But the thing is, specifically, Skull Greymon and Machine Dramon or Mugen Dramon got away with it the least because, well, for one, Skull Greymon is based solely off of the skeleton of original Godzilla, which is a reference to the first Mechagodzilla movie, and Mugen Dramon Type 3 is specifically referencing Mechagodzilla Model 3 or Kiryu.
Okay. Yeah, like I've mentioned it before. I mean, it's not the fact that I don't care. I can't speak today. It's not the fact that I don't like Godzilla. I just don't have any particular interest. If you do, more power to you. Okay, now I can see it.
Yeah, as a child of the 90s who grew up just being in the weird spaces, Godzilla just hit me like a fucking ton of bricks, and I love it every goddamn day. I love those movies.
Yeah.
Here it is. Here is my son.
why is he so brave?
Yeah. When either when I get around to editing this or I have somebody else do it, these pictures will be in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love him.
Speaking of like Machine Dramon, I was not expecting fucking Millenniummon in the special.
Yeah, that was a Millenniummon showed up.
Yeah, what the huh?
It's like that's like the second time I've been jump scared by Millenniummon. The other time being
remind me, was it
Ghost Game?
Yeah, I was gonna say, remind me, was it Z Millenniummon or Moon Millenniummon?
It was Z Millenniummon. That episode That episode still boggles me to this day that nobody went up to Hero and said, "Get rid of that now."
I was actually DMing Gallant like a live reaction when I was watching Ghost Game on my own time. I got to that, I was like, wait, hold on, don't you fucking what the fuck? You know shit's real when you see Angoromon's eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like if we're getting Millenniummon, there's also a good chance we're getting Chimeramon, because I know Chimeramon was a Digimon that was planned to be in Hacker's Memory, but it got cut due to time constraints.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, because
you can't have Millenniummon without Chimeramon.
Yeah.
Like people did some data mining for like Hacker's Memory, and they found like some unused Digimon like Grizzlymon and Chimeramon.
Oh man! Oh, that means whatchamacallit, we could have gotten a chance to get what's his name?
Airmon?
Kumamon?
Well, no, specifically the evolution of Grizzlymon. What is his name?
Fuck.
Calyptomon? I think it was something like that. Let me just double check.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I know what Digimon we are talking about. My brain is not cooperating.
Talisman, that's its name.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Fucking big ass bear with the machine gun arm.
Yeah,
Now-
that showed up in a V-Tamer.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Yeah, that's where it made its debut appearance.
Huh. I should actually get around to reading V-Tamer one day.
V-Tamer is
Pretty
really good.
It's not a very long. It's only like
Yeah.
50 chapters.
Okay. I could probably
It's not
see
like-
that
It's
on
not
my off
One
time.
Piece.
The thing is that V-Tamer is like the first bit of Digimon media that came out around the same time as a little bit before the anime, because your main character, Taichi, actually gets to meet a bunch of the Digimon pro-tags, but usually only in the cover art.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's also like some crossover chapters that V-Tamer Tai had with some other characters like Davis.
Yeah, that's that was just introduced the new Digimon series that was coming out. Taichi would meet those characters.
And for some reason, they gave us like a crossover with the Adventure 2020.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
Which is weird because like the V-Tamer manga ended like in like the early 2000s.
They basically, anytime something new Digimon related comes up, the person who created the manga is still with Bandai. He will just do a new promotional art with Taichi meeting up with said character.
Okay.
That's just so weird.
Right.
especially for a manga that concluded like years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I should pick up V-Tamer.
Yeah, it's like, I have a link to it. I can send it to you if you want.
Alright, but probably after this, but...
Actually, I would say a bunch of the Digimon manga, because there's V-Tamer, V-Next, which I do recommend V-Next, because V-Next actually gives you a bunch of cool stuff, such as that's where Ryutamon makes his debut into Oryukenmon. So Barbamon of the seven warlords, the seven demon warlords show up.
Yeah, the Seven Deadly
And
Sins.
that's also that's also where whatchamacallit showed up. Victory Greymon and Z Garurumon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, if we're getting technical, those two debuted in the Digivice Twin V-Pad.
Yeah, I'm saying, and look, when I say debut, I'm not talking about any type of
I
VPET,
know.
because they were made for the VPET. Anytime they show up in physical media of like, that's them right there.
Actually, you know what? That actually leads me into a question for Time Stranger. Do you guys think we might get more original Jawgrasses?
It's always a possibility. They could always. It's always something possible, because I know with like Cybersuit they had Mastemon, and in next order they had Bolt Bautamon.
Yeah.
No, we also got Omnimon's Wart defeated mode in that one.
Yeah, and Omnimon Ultra B as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see Alter S
Is it
and
Alter B or Alter Beta though?
I believe it's Alter B, I think.
Yeah, Ultra B technically Ultra
ahead.
S didn't debut till later, which is so funny to me.
Yeah, Alter S debuted in Adventure 2020.
Well, officially.
Yeah.
Which might also show up in Time Stranger. Both.
Yeah, that's honestly what I'm hoping for.
Gee, how many?
This is.
How many?
I can't get over the way Digimon looks in the V-Tamer manga. He looks like the fucking boss baby.
What the?
No.
Oh, Gomon, what did they do to you?
Editor, put this in.
A lot of
Off-model?
Digimon just look very off model.
Again, when I get around to editing this, I'll put it in at the right timestamp.
Yeah.
Rick, what were you saying regarding Omnimon?
How many Omnimons are we gonna have in this game anyhow?
Yes.
Okay, if we're going off of the ones that we have in current video game media, we have the original and Zwart, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And
And I think Time Stranger will probably have both alter forms.
Yeah. Okay, if we're getting
That's
real
far.
technical,
And
and I
if
mean,
they do what they did, and if they do what they did with extra content they did in Cyber Sleuth, we have the Omnimon NX version as well.
yeah. Well, I was gonna get really technical. Imperial Dramon Paladin mode
True,
by
technically.
technicality.
By technicality, because it's the Omni Sword made from Omnimon.
Yeah. Spouted
But
from
this is
the
so
Holy Grail.
funny. I'm looking up like Omnimon Alter S's like a profile thing, and like fucking Omnimon Alter B appeared first before like Alter S.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think back to my question regarding the Jawgrasses. If we do end up getting more Digimon than what they enlisted, since we talked about it a minute ago, I would love to see a Jawgrass between Victory Greymon and Zeidger Rivermon. I really would.
Yeah, we need that.
That'd just be Omnimon squared.
Yeah. Or like even if they don't have a Jawgrass, I would at least like to have them in a game aside from
Yeah,
you know.
they haven't been in a game in like forever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know for a fact that we're getting Ulcer S with Blitz and Crest, which would be pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I'm only gonna say it once. Nobody continue on the train. The last time Victory Greymon was in anything was in Digimon World Championship for the fucking Nintendo DS, and I hate it.
Let's go.
But
You know who should definitely be in this goddamn game? Who's in jail? Who was in jail for the longest?
Coronamon and Lunamon.
No, Gokumon.
I had the monkey.
No, Reapermon.
That's Son.
Oh, Reapermon. You should have just said Reapermon.
Well, Gokumon is the Japanese name. That's why he said it.
But yeah,
Yeah, he's like, I think Reapermon's last game debut was World Next Order.
Yeah.
Because I remember
Looking at it
sitting
right
there when I
now.
was playing the game.
Gokumon was in
Obviously, Rumble Arena.
Digimon Tamers Battle Evolution, which is Rumble Arena. Then Collectors is a card. Then Crusader, another card. Then Fortune, card game again. Hacker's Memory is a Digimetal. In Cyber Sleuth as a Digimetal.
Okay.
And Super Rumble.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think he was in World Next Order. I'll double
He
check
was
later.
No, he's a metal in Next Order.
Oh, okay. That's probably why I thought about it.
Metal Jail.
Yeah.
Honestly, he belongs there.
Yeah.
If I remember,
Him and his bullshit ass super armor in the fan remake.
Yeah, if I remember correctly.
Well, actually, he's not even like the most bullshit like boss character in that game. That's probably Lucamon Fall Down mode.
We'll talk about that at another point. But go ahead, Rick.
But speaking of Lucamon Fall Down mode, it does transition into what I was going to talk about with what we saw in the special attack trailer. We did see, I believe,
Lucamon Fall Down mode getting ready for a new version of his technique, Heaven or Hell.
Yeah.
That was not
I think the Paradise Lost is what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ah.
But that's not where I was going.
I think it's also a direct reference to the part in Frontier where he fucking suplexes the two Hyper Spirit evolutions into the moon so hard it fucking explodes.
Just
my point, which is getting to my point. If I recall correctly, we also saw one of the spirits in the special attack one.
Yeah, a Gunimon.
Yes. Let me go back because I just saw it in the list.
Both Agunimon line and Lobomon line were last in Hacker's Memory, as far as the game debut goes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what I'm also hoping for, and this is kind of the white whale being chased, the rest of the Frontier spirits, please.
Yeah.
Can we stop?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Can we stop just having Leader and Lancer?
Yeah, I don't get me wrong. I liked having them there. Well, I kind of want more than just the Dragoon and the Paladin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want more.
Yeah. Even though we all think Frontier is kind of mid anyway, but
Yeah, I
I like Frontier for nostalgia. It's
Try.
yes, but you're also a Toku fan as well. So, which
yeah, I am a
I
Toku
couldn't
fan,
quite
but
get
still.
that. You're so quiet.
that's probably because I'm further away from the mic. But you know,
yeah.
So
Hold on real quick.
specifically,
What did you say regarding Try?
I'd much rather watch Frontier over Try.
I hate to say it, them's fighting words, but we'll talk about it later.
oh yeah, no, when we get to the everything
they're having a
after,
mid-off.
we'll get to those eventually.
Yeah, we'll get to the proper retrospective at some point.
But yeah, one of these spirits that was seen was Wolfmon / Lobomon
Yes.
and Agnemon. Both of them show up.
Yeah. Which also leads to the possibility, of course, the secondary spirits of Richromon and Garmamon, also known as Burning Greymon and Kendo Garurumon, then eventually the fusion states.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
which
Which
we only
I do
saw
agree-
those. I don't. Did we see any of the armor digivolutions? Are we doing the reverse of what we did with Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory?
We
don't
got
think
one
so.
armor digivolution, and that is Pegasusmon.
Okay.
Okay, so
We at least got something.
Yeah.
it's fun fact. We didn't get that Digi-Egg or Digimental.
Yeah, we did it.
No.
Yeah, we only
That
got
actually-
friendship. So that means
Yeah,
that might mean we might be getting all of the Digimentals then.
Yeah,
I
we
would
had
actually
DGX for
appreciate
those
that.
instances.
I would actually appreciate that because
Yeah, I would
some of
too.
those Digimon are cool.
It was like the only two Digi-Egg / Digimentals that really had
We got
any sort of
4,
significance in the games was Miracles and
Friendship.
Destiny.
Well,
Mhm.
we
Well,
also
the
got,
Digi-Age of Courage did show up in Cyber Sleuth, but it only applies
Yeah.
to, like, evolving Veemon to Flamedramon.
Yeah, but that's
Yep,
it.
I was gonna say Flamedramon was the only one that really made it in. The other ones
Yeah,
do show up.
The weird omission, they had Flamedramon and Magnamon, but no Raydramon.
yeah.
I don't know, maybe Raydramon was going to be in it, but they just couldn't
Yeah, possibly.
figure out what to do.
Yeah. Just... I'm trying to think.
But they give us Rapidmon Gold as well.
Yeah. Yeah,
But that was in Hacker's Memory.
Yeah, but it was at least something.
No,
I'm trying to think what else I'm trying to think of other stuff that I would personally want to see. Obviously, more Digimon to go around.
yeah.
Let's see. We pretty much had the Ventura 1 cast, O2, Tamers, a portion of Frontier. What about Savers? I know we got the main 4 and the burst modes.
Yep. This is really
If anything, maybe the Chessmon line.
Maybe,
that would be nice.
yeah, because like I think like just in terms of the cast, I'm pretty sure we had everyone by Hacker's Memory, at least for the Sabers cast. So Marcus,
Yeah.
Thomas, Yoshi, Kanan, Megumi, Mickey, Samson. Were the biohybrids in Hacker's Memory?
I don't think so.
Darkdramon was added as, like, an update.
Okay.
Yeah, Darkdramon was
Bio-
there.
Yeah, but not
Lotusmon was
Bio.
in the base roster.
Okay.
Yeah. The main versions might have been, except for the dinosaur.
It's
Which
Yeah,
kind of makes everything
Digimon,
about that funny.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're either thinking of
Spinalmon, I
Segomon.
think.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
No, I
you're
was
thinking
talking
of-
about something different.
Both of them.
Something revolving around Sabers, which is a small thing, which was the original ideas of Sabers was supposed to be more or less tamers who were delinquents.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I remember hearing that. The
Yep.
Bancho.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it makes sense given the fact that Marcus's dad's main Digimon was,
Bancho Leomon.
Yep.
and who is Bancho Leomon's sworn arch nemesis?
Darkdramon.
Yep, because Darkdramon wants to destroy the Bontio code.
Yep.
Which reminds me, will we get the rest of the Bonchos as well?
Yeah.
Please give us Bancho Stingmon in Time Stranger.
Please give me Poncho
Stingmon,
Lilymon.
Lilymon. No, you're forgetting the greatest Boncho so ever lived, Boncho Mamemon, with his
Oh, yeah,
brass knuckle gold baseball bats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else we could possibly hope for.
The sky's the limit, given the fact that we just got this massive Digimon dump over
Resurgence.
us. Of like, hell yeah.
Yeah. Digimon is back in the public eye, and honestly, I'm very happy with that. A lot
A lot of
happier
us
than I
are.
thought it would be.
Don't screw it up, Bandai.
No,
no,
it's not the fact that I don't
away.
trust. It's not. I wouldn't say Bandai. Well, yeah, Bandai had a partial hand in that. Regarding the game itself, and this is more so on
Also,
the.
Bandai Namco not allowing for the marketing is the thing.
Yeah, look at what happened to Digimon Survive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say was, on a technical level, the development team that's currently in progress of making the game, not so much Bamco, but the development team of Mediavision.
Yeah.
We had a certain avian friend explain this not too long ago. Actually translate your fucking shit. Instead of
people.
Yes, and instead of putting
I
it through
need
a
to
machine
emphasize that part.
translator.
Yeah.
Don, I see what you put in the chat. We'll look at that later.
You already know what it is.
Yeah, I know.
Not about grilling myself.
It's not the game.
I know, but it's
but,
related to it.
Like, don't get me wrong. I loved Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory. I really did. Gameplay wise, it was great. Story wise, it was pretty solid. The
translation is just kind of shitty.
Yeah, the translation feels like you got hit in the back of the head with the bottom of a frying pan that just got off of the fucking stove.
It's like I mostly just chalk that up to basically they're just trying to test the waters to see if there's interest. So we'll just do the bare minimum.
Yeah, I get it, but at the same time, considering the point we are now in, it is currently 2025. Depending on if this game does come out this year, let's just say it's a December release. This has been in development for 8 or 7 years. They have no excuse. Well, I doubt it's been in development for 7 years, but bottom line, it's been so long, they don't have an excuse at this point, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this to have any ill will towards Bamco, Mediavision, or anybody in the development team. Not at all. I want this game to do well, but at the same time, this also means both Bamco and Mediavision, along with everybody else in the development team, needs to sit down, buckle up, and get their asses in gear.
Mm-hmm. Especially with the translation part, because people need to understand what's going on, and
like,
you don't want to have to point and laugh at the funny haha you misspelled a word
because
kind of thing.
Overall, gameplay and story, I don't have anything negative to say. It's pretty solid. It's just the translation.
That translation.
It's like, if we have to delay the game coming to other countries for a better translation, I am willing to take that.
Yeah, so am I. I'm going to be a little disappointed, but at the same time, it's for a good reason.
Yeah.
I want this game to do well.
I would like this game to have a good translation.
Yeah, and again, like I mentioned earlier, with the huge resurgence that this franchise has been getting lately, I really hope that Mediavision puts this game into good hands. I just want to play a good modern Digimon game again.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure all of us can attest to the same thing.
Yeah.
Ooh, we just got a card game announcement.
No, it's not.
Go ahead, post it in the chat. We'll discuss it later. I'm trying to think what else we could say, because I at least want this video to go for a little while at least.
Yeah, it's just
Not like 6 hours. God no.
No, we're not that crazy.
No.
We don't have that kind of energy yet.
No.
No, we're not that kind of podcast yet.
No. So maybe in about at the pretty much hour and a half mark is what I'll call it. But
Oh, definitely.
so, but that being said, I think it's also because we waited so long just to even have something regarding this.
Mm-hmm.
Because before this, we were all at a very big sense of unease, not knowing what was going to happen with the franchise. And as much as I hate to say it, I love the game. I do. But the one game that put that nail in the coffin, at least for a little while, was Survive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And-
the problem is
and
that
that's-
because
The
Survive,
game itself wasn't the problem. It's
the
one,
hype around the game.
yeah, everything else around it. Of course, COVID fucked everything over, and that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
on it.
Heck,
The fact that
COVID
Go.
didn't even just affect that. Remember, the TCG released in
Right.
2020 as well.
right, so did Adventure 2020, but
Yeah.
again,
Which
we'll talk about
also
that
got
at another
halted
point.
because of COVID.
Right. But
I think that's another
regarding-
thing we should definitely do at one point is just talk about we'll call it the Digimon 2020 curse. By that I mean like as soon as we got the brand new anime, which was Digimon Adventure 2020, and the massive delay because of the COVID situation, it kind of set this domino effect of every time something else comes out, just bad shit. Because remember,
yeah.
what came out after that, Ghost Game, preceded by the infamous Toei hack.
Yeah, but that's a story for another time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But back to Survive, the game itself isn't what put the nail in the Digimon coffin. One, the pandemic. Two, the countless amounts of delays. Because like you get an
specifically-
update here and there, but not much else.
Because Survive came out in 2017?
I need to watch. So there is a whole explanation as to what happened, and that was funny enough, Matt McMuscles is what happened on the game.
Oh, that's right. He did do a video on that, but we'll talk about that later. Yeah, the pandemic, the constant delays, and of course we will degrade when need be. Bamco's fucking shitty marketing for it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a problem not exclusive to like Digimon. That's basically
No,
like
no, of course not.
any property under the Bandai that isn't like a Dragon Ball or One Piece.
Yeah,
Or
I wouldn't even say that. I would say more or less a Dragon Ball or more or less, yeah, like Dragon Ball, because everything else, if it's not as popular, it gets buried. Because you'll hear about like maybe one or two Gundam games outside of all of the Gundam stuff, and that's mainly because not even Bandai Namco is pushing that out, but Sunrise themselves, because they got theirs, they'll push that out. But like your Naruto's, your Bleaches, your Digimon. If they don't have a specific champion, if they don't have a champion of that series, as what one Harada has said, it just kind of gets completely fucked.
And heck, that doesn't just apply to games that have like anime or something else connected to them.
Yeah, this goes for. Go ahead.
The Tales of series.
Yeah.
Well, again, not specifically Digimon or Tales of. This could apply to literally any piece of media: video games, movies, television, etc.
Well, it's different. We're talking more like in the Bandai Namco.
I know.
The Bandai Namco crack house, we'll call it. But as one Harada has said, one of the main reason as to why Soul Calibur didn't do as well was that there wasn't somebody who basically put the trials, tribulations, and effort on their back to champion that game and said, "Yo, go play this. If you like this game before, give it a shout out. Do something. Play the game. Put it in your hearts. Because if not, this game is gonna disappear again, and everyone's gonna sit there and wonder, hey, whatever happened to this? It's like I'll tell you what happened. You didn't play it mainly because you didn't keep your ears to the ground as like the rest of us did.
Mm-hmm. Again, like in the end, I just want Time Stranger to be good, and for the most part, about a good 95% of it, I know it's gonna be, especially with everything that we've seen, especially from both the initial trailer and the special moves trailer.
The thing that I will bring up that does show absolute promise is that when Time Stranger got the announcement during the state of play, it was right there for every streamer to see, and they were all like, "Oh wait, shit, a new Digimon thing," because
Yeah.
the most normal people, they remember Digimon from their childhood, and it just kind of died.
They
Yeah.
remember it pretty much just Adventure and Adventure 2, mostly because at that same time, the Pokemon craze was going on.
Yeah.
Pokemania.
Then again, what also
Yeah,
didn't
that's something
help.
we should definitely talk about
I
at
hate
one point as
making
well.
that comparison, but it is very
Yeah.
important to that time in the 90s
Yeah,
and early 2000s.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, you're not wrong, Rick. Not in the slightest. Though,
Like, I was very much entrenched in both at that time.
though I'm pretty sure we can all agree the one thing that made us raise the biggest eyebrow for this game. Y'all remember that GameStop leak that happened like literal hours before the state of play?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Bingo.
Oh, I did not see it.
Yeah. There was a tweet going around. Literal hours before the state of play. Both GameStop US and Amazon US both had the game listed, but with no cover art. Saying Digimon Story Time Stranger pre-order possibly available.
Yeah. The state of play was at what, 7 o'clock in the morning Pacific time, though?
No, it was in the
No,
afternoon.
it was like in the afternoon.
Yeah. I think like 4 p.m. CST?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I thought it might have been early in the morning.
Yeah, between like 4 and 6 p.m. CST.
Okay,
So between 5 and 7 p.m. EST.
Yeah, between 2 and 4.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And
Maybe I didn't...
the only other thing I knew regarding this game, one, of course, the tweet that I just mentioned, and two, you three and like 6 other different people pinged me. Granted, I asked for it.
Yes,
Which,
you
thank
specifically
you.
asked. It's like, hey, if there's a Digimon thing, ping me, and I just go like, everyone assemble.
Yeah.
Which again, I'm going to keep saying it. I'm glad I asked.
Heck, people who you didn't specifically ask pinged you probably because
Yeah.
they know.
I will say, if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
No. And I'll be honest, I'm really glad that we are.
Yeah.
I just hope that if they do include PvP, it's not as bad as, Cyber Sleuth was at the beginning.
Yeah. It would be nice,
I think
but at the same time...
PvP is going to be it's going to be an afterthought in everyone's head.
Yeah.
They're just going to play the game to play it.
Yeah, that's
but
pretty much
you know,
what I'm going to
there
be
are
doing when the
people out
game
there
comes out.
who would very much enjoy a Digimon PvP game.
And they're psychos.
I mean, you look at the people who play Pokemon competitively.
Yeah, those are the same fucking people. The people who... So, okay, I'm going to go on a small tangent.
Are you dissing on the goat Wolf Glick?
I don't know who that is, but I'm going to go on a slight tangent that ever since the Pokemon meta, the Smogans and shit of its time of the competitive Pokemon stuff and people bowing out because either A, it got too ridiculous, or B, the meta got so bad that everyone's being cookie cutter of themselves. They try to, as a term that I put, they try to weld on the face of something else onto something else to say, that's going to be my new thing. Because that's what happened with, what was that game? That's what happens with indie games. When a new indie game will come out that's reminiscent of a specific game from people's childhoods, they're going to be like, well, that's just going to be my new thing now, because if this company isn't going to make it, like Bug Fables making their own Paper Mario game, people being like, this is going to be the new Paper Mario for me, and now we don't have a Bug Fables 2, either because they're working on it or they just got burnt out on it, mainly because, I don't know, the fans. But they do this thing of, well, I'm going to go do my own thing with blackjack and hookers, not realizing that's going to cause a bigger problem because it's not going to meet the needs of said people.
No, it's not, and it never will. But
yeah, because I remember Yokai Watch. There was a small Yokai Watch competitive scene going on, and it's like, that game is absolutely random. Why the fuck would you try to do that?
Because why not? But that being said, we are nearing our time slot. We've got about 20 minutes or so. To pretty much summarize how I feel regarding Time Stranger. 1, of course, I'm glad it's a thing. 2, I'm really interested in the story and gameplay. 3, that large list of Digimon has me raising the biggest eyebrow, possibly may or may not knowing who all is going to be in there. 3, 4, I'm just overall excited. 5, for the love of fucking Alphamon, work on the translation.
Please. It's important.
Like, again, I'm not saying this to be mean. I'm really not. But, for fuck's sake. But
I'm sure it's translated well.
Like, I still think this game is going to be in good hands, even after the core person of the story games is no longer with the company.
That is also a big thing.
Like, I still think the game is going to be in good hands, but at the same time, it will still feel at least a little off not having him there. But to give a little bit of context, to give a little bit of context, I'll look at that in a second. Does anyone even remember his name? Because it's escaping me right now.
Hub?
Yes.
Habu, I think is what is properly.
Yeah, Habu. Yeah, that's what he goes by online. I just needed that. Again, I'm pretty sure he left on his own terms, and thankfully that was the case, and from what I know, he's doing well. But
yeah, Habu Kazumasa.
Yeah, not having him there is definitely going to feel a little off.
Actually, want to know when he started playing or started doing this?
When?
Lost Evolution.
I am not surprised. I am really not.
He was the production assistant in Lost Evolution. He was the producer for Crossword Blue and Red. He was also the producer for Redigitize, Decode, Adventure PSP. He was the producer for All-Star Rumble.
Huh.
Cyber Sleuth, Hacker's Memory, Next Order International Edition, and he was producer of Survive and announced as chief producer and Time Stranger.
Okay, so Habu still has a hand in some form or fashion. But
and the Digimon he created specifically. Spotamon, Rust Tyrannomon, Titamon, Mastamon, Volto Baltamon.
Oh, so Habu made the lesbians. Okay.
Oh, he also made the pirate.
Yar, fiddle
the
dee
Bloodborne looking ass Digimon.
Hootymon, which, goddamn it.
Spoilers.
Master? What the fuck is that?
But,
Oh, this is the boss in Survive, I guess.
yeah, let's not, because I plan on getting
Huanglongmon Ruin Mode.
Yeah.
Plutomon from the...
All I'm going to say with Huanglongmon, bro, why he Urple?
Why Urple?
I'll properly explain it when I get around to playing Survive for the retrospective, but...
when the retrospective, when we get there, in about 5 years.
Hey, I'm working on it, okay?
Hey, people get burnt out, it's perfectly fine.
I know, just like...
That being said, I'm gonna cut the video in a minute or two. Do you guys have any last minute things you guys want to say regarding Time Stranger?
I know, I think I said my piece.
Let's try and keep the pervy side quests to a minimum.
Yeah, accurate. And
Pervy side quest, you gotta be more specific.
Everyone loves the organ harvesting sex doll side quest.
All right, I think I'm gonna cut the recording here.
Yeah.
I want more. You know what? You're right. I want more dark missions where it's like, oh, I didn't know we could get there.
Yeah, like that one from Hacker's Memory.
We'll discuss that off mic.
Yeah.
The bullying PSA.
But that being said, of course, Rick, Don, Gallant, thank you for joining me for this.
Always a pleasure.
I'm happy that we were able to even discuss this in the first place, mainly due to my clusterfuck of a schedule. But that's a story for another day. But yeah, hopefully this was a pleasant recording. It was, at least in my opinion.
It was for me.
Yeah. But that being said, hopefully within this year, depending on when Time Stranger comes out, maybe after we all play and or finish the game, we could all meet up again to do a full review on it and go fully in depth.
Yep.
But that being said, as always, thanks for everyone for joining me, and I will catch you guys later. You guys be safe.
You guys have a good night out there.
Goodbye.
Night, night.
Now drink some fucking water!